They told me to rip out my garden, so I built one big enough for the whole neighborhood. Here's how it all started. During the pandemic, I got into gardening. It was peaceful, healthy, and gave me something to look forward to. What started as a few pots of tomatoes and herbs turned into a beautiful little front yard garden. I kept it neat, raised beds, wood borders, and even decorative stones. It wasn't just functional, it was pretty. Bees came back, butterflies hovered, and for the first time my yard felt alive, but apparently, that was a problem. One morning, I found an envelope on my door from the HOA, Notice of Violation. Vegetable gardens visible from the street are prohibited. You are required to remove it within 14 days. I honestly thought it was a prank. Who gets mad over tomatoes? When I called the HOA office, they said, front yards must maintain a uniform ornamental appearance. Vegetable gardens are not permitted. I told them it wasn't messy. It was landscaped, better looking than most lawns on the block. Didn't matter. They said, rules are rules. I appealed. I even brought photos to show that everything was clean and well maintained. But the board voted against me, unanimously. So they wanted me to rip up the one thing that made me happy. That's when I decided to fight back, not with anger, but with creativity. I started reading through the HOA bylaws line by line. And buried halfway through, under community property use, I found a loophole. It said, no private front yard vegetable gardens are permitted. However, community landscaping projects may be initiated by residents with board approval. Community landscaping, those were my magic words. See, the HOA owned a small empty lot at the edge of the neighborhood, a patch of dirt and weeds nobody had touched in years. I drafted a proposal calling it Community Beautification Project, to turn that ugly, unused space into a community garden. I attached sketches, a maintenance plan, and even a few fake quotes from local nurseries to make it look official. The HOA approved it without reading too deeply, probably just happy someone else was willing to clean it up. So I got to work. I posted a flyer inviting neighbors to help. The same people who loved my old garden showed up with shovels and seedlings. Within 2 weekends, we had built 10 raised beds, planted flowers, herbs, and vegetables, all labeled neatly with wooden signs. It looked amazing. A week later, a neighbor's kid called it the happiest place in the neighborhood. Then came the fun part. The local news got wind of it. They ran a story titled, Resident Turns HOA Ban into Neighborhood Garden Success. Suddenly, everyone was talking about it. The HOA president, the same one who told me to rip out my garden, was quoted in the article saying, we're proud to support this community initiative. Yeah, she tried to take credit for it, but I didn't care. My garden was back and bigger than ever. Now, every weekend, families visit the garden to pick vegetables. Kids learn how to plant seeds. People who barely spoke before now laugh and share recipes, and the HOA, they can't touch it. It's on community land, maintained by residents, and fully compliant with their own bylaws. So, in the end, they didn't just fail to destroy my garden, they helped me grow it.